Hey everyone, it's Amanda here with your teen RuneScope. And this is a special month here at RuneScopes because it marks the 5th year anniversary here on YouTube. So yay, 5 years doing this for you guys. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel and sharing videos. For those of you that get private readings, in particular regulars out there, you know who you are. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, for supporting me, and recommending your friends, your family to get readings with me or to come check out the channel. I really do appreciate all of you guys. So I just wanted to take a moment to say that. Otherwise I wouldn't still be here 5 years later. So yeah, when I started here on YouTube, there was maybe a handful of people reading tarot. Nobody was reading runes. And, you know, and there were a few astrologers, but now it's just like, man, it's exploded. So, you know, but before that, I did it the old-fashioned way. I read at psychic fairs and worked at a metaphysical bookshop doing readings there for a while. So I've been doing this for years. But if you're new here and you like content and you find that I am connecting with you in the general reads, definitely click the subscribe button because then you will get notified whenever I upload new content each month. But this month, in conjunction with the runes, I'm going to be using the Pagan Tarot. And I used to know who this is by. Oh, Gina M. Pace and Luca Raimondo is who this deck is by. And in conjunction with our trusty runes, of course. But yeah, and then as always, be sure to join me for part 2 of your reading over on Vimeo channel. You'll find that link below. I will be pulling one card from Madame Mendora's Fortune Cards for your spiritual guidance reading for the month of August. Don't forget your mid-year check-in readings are also over there, covered by her of 18 if you want to get a longer-term view of how the rest of the year is going to play out. So definitely check that all out. Also remember, I've got the special going on, 5 questions for $. Those readings will be going through the end of July. So if you want to get the discounted price, discounted reading, got 5 little specific questions you want to talk about and explore, hit me up for that. But without further ado, let's see what this holds for all of you out there. Hey Scorpions, let's take a deep dive into our rune bag and see what's going on for Scorpio. Okay, 18, which runes have something to say Scorpio? They've been jumping right into hand on the other readings. So the first one that they're not, like, no, it's not quite right. That's not quite right. Gotta pick up just the right ones for Scorpio, right? As always, Scorpio, keep in mind, these are general readings, not private readings. I have to say that every time because I always get comments acting like these are personal readings. God bless y'all. But yeah, these are general readings, so not all of the messages will apply to all Scorpios. That would be impossible. So just take what you can use and leave the rest for the other Scorpios. You can always check out the video for your rising sign as well to get additional general information or messages. Oftentimes you'll probably find that your rising sign reading is more specific, but if you would like something all about you, taking out the guesswork, you would need to schedule a private session with me so I can connect just with you. And you know, we'll get much more specific information about outcomes, etc. This is just a roadmap, if you will, for the month of August. So Scorpio, what are you doing? What's going on, Scorpio? Well, your challenge or focus is a partnership. Now, this could be in business or love. We've got Gifu coming up here, and then we've got the Strength card, which is associated with Leo, which we will be in for most of the month of August. It's Leo's month. So, could be dealing with a Leo, could involve a Leo. And this does not have to be a romantic relationship. This could be, you know, a friend, a family member, your kid, your mom, your dad. Strength has to do with going the distance, persevering. Okay. You know, is this the right person for me? Can this relationship make it? Will this partnership stand the test of time? Is this job for me? Is this going to be a solid, long-term, healthy situation? But yeah, this could also be you being concerned about the health of your spouse, of your partner, of someone. You know, it could be somebody maybe dealing with some health issues, some things going on there. So you may be, maybe a family member that you are, your challenge is to help them stay strong or stay healthy or overcome some sort of illness or health issue. Or maybe you yourself are dealing with that. Maybe health issues have affected your marriage or your partnership for some of you. Maybe it's affected your financial stability, your job. Maybe you've had to be out for a while due to some kind of illness or some sort of family medical leave or something of that nature, Scorpio. And, now you're like, oh, am I going to have a job when I go back? So that, and this could just be a fleeting thing. This could just be your own thoughts in your own head. Our challenge isn't always a reality. Sometimes we create our own challenges just by the record in our heads, right? So again, varying situations, varying ways this is playing out for you. But I think for most of you, it's just kind of like, there's something in your life that either to do with a partnership with a person, a relationship with someone, your connection to someone, or your connection to a place or a job. Will this stand the test of time? Is this long-term? Is this stable? Will this grow? Now, the strength card in other decks was called lust. So if that's your challenge in the month of August, like this relationship is all hot and heavy and, but will it stand the test of time? I wouldn't worry about it right now. Just enjoy the moment. Just enjoy the moment if that's the way it's working out for you. Okay. But yeah, this is an element of seduction as well with this, because she is, she's in this deck. She's kind of like Snow White. She's got all the woodland creatures around her. But it is kind of like taming the beast, seducing someone. So your challenge would be to seduce someone, Scorpio, or maybe your challenge is not to be seduced by someone else. I just feel like you're wanting to be the prize. Some of you maybe want to be pursued. So you're like, I want this person to seduce me, but I don't want them to be able to do it too easily. If you're a single Scorpio, though, and you're watching this on the buy side, there could be somebody that you're like, you're turning your Scorpio stare on, and once that happens, it's pretty much all she wrote for the other person. I am speaking from experience. I've known and know a lot of Scorpios. Once you set your sights on a goal, you usually achieve it, especially when it comes to sexual things. So, definitely post up in the comments if that's how this is working out for you. Or anyway, post up whatever you want, how any of this is working out for you. Let's move on and see if we can get more now that my curiosity is piqued. In the present energy, Six of Pentacles in reverse. So, present energy could be, for some of you right now, what's going on around you right now, whenever you're watching this video. For others of you, it'll be, into July going into, what month we were in here for a second. We are in. So, this has something to do with money though. Fehu is here. So yeah, there could be, some kind of negotiation going on. And somebody could be being pretty stingy, either you or the other person. There may be a job offer on the table, but you kind of be like, oh, well, this is like hidden details. We do have Mercury retrograde first 3 weeks of August here, Scorpio. So, all that is about the contracts. Not a good time to sign contracts. Not a good time to make new starts, purchase electronics, purchase big ticket items, things like that. But yeah, there's an offer on the table with Fehu. There is, I don't think it's bad money, but there may be something with travel, like either the job will require travel and you're kind of like, ooh, I wonder if I would be able to do that. Can You know, maybe it's a good salary, but they don't pay for the travel or all of the travel, or maybe you have to use your own vehicle, pay your own airfare, train fare. So yeah, there could be details hidden about it. If there's travel involved in this, make sure you get the deets, because there could be something that's coming out that, oh, I didn't know that, and I can't, you know, that's going to be really unfair on me. It's too much of a burden on me. For some of you, maybe it's just the commute. It's like, man, it's really far away, and for the amount I would be spending in gas or on, you know, public transit every day, I need some sort of stipend or money for that. Or they need to pay gas, you know, for gas mileage, something here where you're trying, you know, you just be coming up against a brick wall when it comes to negotiations. Or you be the one saying, Scorpio, like, I will do this, but not for this amount of money. Like, you know, if you want me to do this, I can, but it's going to have to be for, you know, and certainly don't accept a job until you talk money, until you know exactly what you're going to be getting paid and what's required of you, Scorpio with Mercury retrograde. If you could put it off to signing after Mercury goes direct, but we can't always do that. We cannot live our lives based on what the planets are doing. So, if you need a job, you've been out of work, you got to do what you got to do. But if you can delay it until Mercury goes direct, I would advise it. But I feel like for you, this is an opportunity that you want. You just wish it was like, you know, it's like, why is there always got to be a, you know, why does the other shoe always have to drop, or why, you know? So if you are interviewing now on the buy side, or if you are in talks with somebody at the beginning of this, ask those questions, because yeah, Pedro is indicating like, you know, you could sign a contract or get in, or maybe you signed the contract back in July and then you're just starting to do the job, and then you're like, oh my God, you didn't tell me I had to go to the other office, which is like, I wasn't aware this was for the other office, which is, you know, 5 minutes to drive or something like that. Ask those questions here, Scorpio. There are details that you need to know. But yeah, there's going to be a lack of generosity when it comes to the wiggle room on negotiations here. Yeah, and it seems like something to do with the commute, with travel. Something of that nature comes into play with this somehow, or relocation comes into play with this somehow. And you're like, oh, I didn't know it was in that office. There's something that they're not, either you're not aware of or they are not aware of. You know, the help that's going to be available. We'll see if we can get more information about this in this position. We've got the Elemental of Pentacles. Here's what it looks like in the upright, but it's in the reverse for you. So let's see what the runes are saying here. Again, with something with travel, relocation. So this would be the Queen of Pentacles in other decks. So I almost feel like this is somebody who is turning down a job, but they pass it on to you. Like they don't want it, but they recommend you, or they pass it on to you. It's like you're benefiting from, you have support from other people. And there's an opportunity coming your way from, it's like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to work there. I don't want to do that kind of work, but I know that you do, Scorpio. So here you go. If you have to travel for an interview, for some of you, going back to this job thing, like maybe this is just like an interview process. You have to travel for the interview. Like you have to actually go there, but you're not going to be working there. Maybe you're working freelance, or you'll be working from home or working at a different office. But for the initial interview, for who you have to talk to, you have to go to a meeting somewhere. It's like, oh God, I don't want to go. It's really far away, or I got to fly, or I got to take the train. Anything like that where you have to go and you're like, oh, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it to do that. The inconvenience will be worth it, because again, you're thinking, okay, if I do this, is it going to be long-term? And I think it is. But maybe that's the non-negotiable thing, is like you have to travel for this job, or you have to come in so we can talk to you in person, and then, you know, you won't have to do that regularly. But so yeah, it may just be like, oh my God, the cost of a last minute flight, and you're responsible for that. And you're like, oh, here we go again, charge with the flight, or charge with this, and charge with the gas so I can drive all the way to this office. But yeah, it's going to be a help to you to do something you don't really want to do. And you may kind of be going into this thinking, this feels like the same kind of stuff I've had to do before, or this feels like the same kind of energy at a place I worked at before. I don't think that's the case here for most of you. For some of you, maybe this is a job offer coming back from a place you worked at before, and you're like, oh my God, they're stingy. They're going to want me to come in for meetings, and I don't want to, or they're going to want me to travel, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, there could be an opportunity coming back around that either you applied for initially a few months ago, or a place you've actually worked at before, and you're like, oh God, do I want to go back to that? Because maybe somebody put in your name, and you're like, oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for that. I really didn't want to do that. But yeah, it's going to be different. Either it's going to be different this time because of the capacity or the contract that you agree on. But yeah, for some reason, you got to go somewhere you don't want to go. You got to do something you don't want to do in order to get the job, in order to get the work, in order to start making the money. But you're going in thinking it's going to be one way, and it's not. It's not going to be that way. What must be accepted about the month? Well, we've got 6 of Swords. So this is travel, relocation, moving out of a negative situation into a positive one, okay? This could also be other people having to leave a job, maybe being laid off or having to relocate, and that benefits you or your family or the group or the company that we're rid of these people. Because, maybe they were just always out of the office or what have you. Now, the Queen of Pentacles could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo person. In the reverse, it is somebody who sometimes they just show up because they're the boss, they're the money person, but they would not be a good boss in the reverse. So maybe this could be like a negative leader or somebody that was in a position of power being removed, and that benefits the company, or that opens up the position for you. And you'd be like, oh, do I want it? Because, that's, the travel comes with it, or it's at the other office. That's another way that can work. But yeah, somebody's negligence or just being a poor boss is going to actually work in your favor because they're getting the boot, it looks like. But yeah, again, with the 6 of Swords, again, travel, relocation, movement, changes, shifts and changes, leaving a negative situation for a much more positive one. And you've got Wunyo, which is the rune of joy, and Solu, which is the rune of the sun. Positivity, great joy and happiness and renewed hope, and just feeling really, really happy about the changes once you're on the other side of the disruption. I do feel like there are surprises. There are things coming that at first you're like, oh God, why is all this happening? Why is all this calamity raining down upon me? These 2 runes together, the interesting thing to me about the way this kind of laid out or was cast when I cast the runes is that these 2 runes were separated from the 6 of Swords here and the good runes. So I feel like for many of you, this is in the past, particularly if you're watching this next. Particularly if you're still in maybe you're still dealing with that Mars energy. Maybe it's, the eclipse stuff is hitting you. This is like, oh my God, delays and setbacks and just constant out of nowhere things breaking and arguments and disruptions and one thing after another. You've gone through a period like that in July, one thing after another. I can't get anything done because I'm always having to put out fires of stupid stuff. And, things I wasn't planning on having to do today. It's like one of the, maybe a whole month of those days where you get up, you got a plan, you got a lot of stuff you got to get done. And then because other things keep popping up, unexpected stuff, you never get to the things that you were going to try to accomplish for the day. So I feel like that's in the past though, for most of you, especially as we go next. This month, you're moving out of those choppy waters into, see, they're leaving behind the fire and the calamity, and just like this card is just like what the runes are saying. We're leaving that behind, and we got all our swords. We're taking our swords and we're moving them somewhere else. So for some of you, it is like, this is a job that will require relocation, or it is a job that will require travel, but you're going to actually love that aspect of it, even though you'd be going into it thinking, I don't know if I would want to do that. I don't, or, even the travel to go to the meeting. If you have to just fly for the meeting and then, if you get hired, I think you're going to like going there and meeting the people. I think you're really going to like the people you meet, or you're really going to maybe like the city or like the location, or like going into it, even though initially you're like, oh, I don't want to go. Scorpio. So yeah, there's an energy here, and if you are watching this and you're thinking, oh gosh, this is the reading first. And if you're still going through the like calamitous, just delays and one thing after another, and God, when will this be over? It's starting in August. I think it'll start at different times again because there's so many of you watching. But yeah, we can certainly take a look at that in a private reading in far more detail with far more specifics rather than the general roadmap here. But the start of that, and great joy and fun and just feeling positive again and feeling happy again. I'm really feeling like a reawakening here for Scorpio. Like you have forgotten what it feels like to feel good or feel happy, because you're removing yourself from, maybe this negative situation or negativity has been going on so long. And, sometimes it's because of choices we make, but other times it's just external stuff, right? A lot of things happen in life where you just have to deal with it. I mean, I don't know why this happened to me. It seems unfair, but it's the hand I've been dealt. So I just got to deal with it and keep on keeping on, right? Maybe you felt like that for a long time, and that's the energy I'm picking up on. Maybe you just felt like, oh my God, when is this going to end? When am I going to actually get somewhere in a boat? And the answer is this. I just see you're having fun. I feel like you are going to be pretty social in the month of August. Maybe with one person in particular. Wunyo can be a rune very much of, enjoying spending time with someone because you had, going back to the Gifu and the lust stuff we were talking about earlier. I just see you having a good time with somebody, enjoying spending time with someone. You're going out, you're doing things, doing summer things, festivals, concerts, outdoor things, picnics, parks, that sort of thing. And you maybe, some of you be taking a vacation with all of these. You'd be thinking though that you aren't going to be able to. For some of you, maybe that's what this is. It's like, oh, maybe you're trying to negotiate around a vacation, like your start date, and they're like, no, you can have this and you can get your money that you're asking for, but we need you to start this date, and maybe it's the date of your vacation. You got to postpone it. Seems like though you'll still be able to take it. You just have to push it to the end of the month, or cut off a day or two, shorten it a little bit. But I mean, for those of you that have a trip planned, I do see you taking it. You just have to kind of change the dates, delay it a little bit, because you've got this job and they need you to start on a date that's conflicting with something, and but you're still going to make it happen. At first, though, maybe for some of you, maybe that's what this is. You're like, oh my God, I need to delay my trip. Even the good stuff comes in with, crap. Even to get the good job, I got to delay vacation. I get you, Scorpio, but I think it's going to work out because these runes are awesome. And you got Inwas over here too, which is new beginnings, feeling very positive and happy. And, that finally things are turning the corner here. The outcome is the elemental of chalices. So for some of you, this could be you. This is the Queen of Cups in other decks. These court cards, as I always try to mention, I think I forgot though when talking about the elemental of pentacles, they can be male or female. in these general readings. But this could be you, Scorpio, or it could be another water sign, another Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces. But this is with Yera karma, reaping. Your time of reaping has begun. I really feel like for most of you, this is you. This is your energy. You're finally, the kings and queens are the top of their suits. They have finally reached their highest level, their highest abilities. So there's a goal being reached for you. For some of you, it's with job. For others of you, it's with relationship. Going back to this offer, this could just be an offer of let's go out on a date, and somebody not. I just feel like, again, seduction was coming up as your challenge, Scorpio. So either you're trying to get somebody to go out with you, or Fehu is indicating, though, that if you can get up the confidence to ask someone out, you will get a yes response. But this is not an easy target. And it's not that they're a selfish person, it's just that they're very guarded. And again, this can work in the reverse. Maybe it's another Scorpio. But again, it can work in the reverse. Like, you are not an easy target. You're not an easy person to seduce because you know what people are up to. You've got all the moves right, so you know when somebody's using them on you. I think you're amused. If it's somebody trying to and you're just playing hard to get to kind of tease them a little bit. It doesn't feel serious. It just feels lighthearted. But I do feel like you are playing a little hide and seek with your feelings, which is just your normal way anyway. But if it's someone else, it could be another Scorpio or another water sign, maybe a Pisces. They're gonna make you work for it. Maybe that's why it's coming up with the workrooms. But I think you like that. It's kind of like, I do want to earn it. And that's what Yera is saying too. You do want to earn it. You appreciate things more when you earn it. So does this person. So I think that's kind of, it's not all just games. They're kind of that way too. It's like, you appreciate something more when you earn it. I feel that way. So, I deserve to be earned. I deserve to be the prize. So Scorpio, you be doing that, or somebody else may be like, I'm the prize, Scorpio. You will win me, but how much, what's it going to take? And it does look like to me from the cards that you are not at all sorry that you have to work for this. It seems like it's fun working for this. So your efforts will be rewarded is the results. So if you're starting off the month with, I don't know if I'm going to get anywhere. I don't know if this person can be, if I can seduce this person. I think by the end of the month, they are putty in your hands, Scorpio. Or you're putty in their hands, but you won't show it. You feel that way on the inside, but you're not going to show it. Although it would be kind of hard to hide it for some of you. But for others of you, this is just you coming into your own. And this relationship, if it doesn't show up, it's probably coming later if you're single and looking. But yeah, the start of it is here in August, and you finally starting the harvest is starting to come in, You're starting to reap the rewards of all the efforts you've been trying to put into things when you would stop and go. And then, the disruptions by the end of it seem to be behind you, Scorpio, and you can really start enjoying, just receiving the gifts between now and the end of the year. Because Yera has to do with the term of 1 year. So now to next, and now to the end of the year, I feel sorry about that, Scorpio, technical difficulties. But what I was saying is now between now and the end of the year is when these new beginnings start to come in, when these gifts, the rewards for all your efforts start coming in, both financially and relationship-wise. You're coming into your own. You're reaching the pinnacle, the highest point here of your suit. But that is what I see here for this. I just wanted to make sure I came back and wrapped that up after the memory card got full. But you've got Jupiter in your sign, for crying out loud. It just turned direct in my. So, if you haven't felt the benefits from Jupiter yet, it does look like here this fall, from on through the end of the year, you're going to start seeing the gifts. Okay, and then it moves into your second house, I think in November. So that's a great place for Jupiter to be moving forward. So that's your income. So yeah, if you've been waiting on that, I mean, you know, with all these retrograde planets and the eclipses and these tough astrological aspects, Jupiter hasn't, you know, and then Jupiter went retrograde. But so yeah, there were a lot of, again, stops and starts, roadblocks, delays, things like that. And finally, I think you're coming into your own here, second part of the year, Scorpio. Definitely check out your mid-year check-in reading over on my Vimeo channel if you want to get, again, a longer-term view of where this is headed from here on out, because that's those are over there. But also, we're going to get your part 2 of this reading. First, I'm going to pull one card from the Madame Endora's Fortune cards. We'll see what we get as far as the wisdom and advice from this deck for how you can handle the energies and stuff going on in this. So, yeah, follow the link below to my Vimeo channel for that. And I'll see you back here next month. Good luck, Scorpio. Thanks for stopping by.